Okay, so we're going to start off. We need some construction board cut in half, and we need a few sheets of that. I've used a few toilet rolls. I'm going to do a couple the size of a toilet roll. Then I've cut them in half and put them together quite with a wide crossover, and then hardly any crossover, so that we have 3 different small sizes. And then with the construction board we're going to make bigger sizes. And then what we're going to use is some bookbinding glue and the scraper. Now, because we're using so much glue, it's much easier to use it with one of these. And you really do not need to put it on thickly. You'll just be wasting your glue and the project won't work as well, believe it or not. So, see, like that, I've put way too much on now. Trust me. So you just want to smother the whole sheet and stick it down the paper. There we go. Leave it a couple of minutes, wait for that to dry. And then you want to do the other side. So we'll do that in a minute. What I should have done before I stapled it together was put the paper on these, but I will just glue it round. My advice to you is really to put the paper on before you staple it together, and I would hot glue and then staples as reinforcement. Okay, so now we'll do the other side. Exactly the same thing. Bookbinding glue can also be used to protect. So we can put it over the top if we wanted, and it will give it a protection layer also. So now we've got both sides of that. Like I said, wait for it to dry. I'm going to bend it with my little expensive bendy tool, and then we're going to start off with hot glue. And this is just one of the smaller ones that we'll make out of one sheet. So make sure that the hot glue is taken, and when you're sure of that, you then bring the staples in and reinforce that take. There we go. So we are going to be making quite a few. I will show you how many at the end, and I'll just do the rest of them and I'll be back. Just a little tip, just for reinforcement. What I've done, you know the paper, rolled up paper you get inside cheap wrapping? I've kept all of that because it's actually pretty good quality, and I'm going to reinforce it just to give the roll a bit of extra weight. So you line it up, like that, and then as it goes round you just add the glue as you go round until you've gone all the way round, and then cut where it's, let it overlap just a little bit and cut the excess off, and that just gives it an extra rigidness.
So, this is with just one sheet, this is with 1.5 sheets, and this is with 2. So again, we've got 3 different big sizes.
Hey guys, so before I go any further with this, I feel I need to explain. It went very wrong. It didn't go like I wanted, and in the end I had to strip it back. As you can see, I've had to do a bit of damage control. But now I'm back to this part. We're going to try and put it together again. So the next part was covering all the ends with paper so that it looks a lot neater. I've left one, the big one, so that I can show you exactly how it was done. So I done 2-inch strips of paper. You can't really use card because it doesn't fold very well, so the best thing to use is paper. And I scored it so that there was a nice crisp fold on the top rather than an uneven bend. So all I've done, just put glue all the way along one side, and then when you put the first bit on, just make sure it sits nicely on top, like that. And then as you take it round when you glue in, you see I'm still holding on to the first bit. Pull it tightly so you don't get any creases in the actual bends, because if you don't pull it then you get kind of lumps as you're going around. So I'm just going to attach the other one. I could have really just done this, attached one before I videoed. make sure it sits on top, because obviously that's what we're going to need. And then pull tight as you go round. And then all we're going to do is every now and then do little slits, not too many. Otherwise it's going to look very messy if you try and glue it straight down as it is. Do one more there. I think that will do. And then just glue them on the inside bit by bit. Nice. I've done that many to start with. So we'll just put them over one by one. Don't try and do it all together, it gets messy like that as well. And then carry on gluing. I've tried several ways of doing this, and this seems to be the neatest way. There we go. So now they're all nicely done. I'll just put the lid on the glue. What we need to do now is turn them all over. And then I'll show you. The reason I'm turning them all over is so that the front parts are all in the same place. It looks messy at the back, but we're not going to see the back, so it really okay, you see? Now we're going to stick them all together. I would use any way that you prefer, if you want my honest answer. I'm probably going to use bookbinding glue because that's my go-to glue. So I'll stick them all together and then see. Right, now we've got all that stuck together, what I want to do is glue some string. Now I'm going to put quite a few, my string isn't exactly long, so I've done it so there's quite a few parts going round. And I'm going to have the small ones at the top, so they all meet at the top. I hope you can see that what I'm going to do, so that's going to be the top because it's the middle one, and what I want to do is tie a knot. like that. And then these, let's put them both through there so we know where they are. I'm just going to trail them down the back. So you could stick them down to give them a bit of extra support, but I'm going to stick some extra card around. You can go back down like this now. Now I've just got some strips left over in my scraps that I'm going to use, but you could use construction board, but to be honest, I personally think it's too thick because you want to shape it quite well. And I've got this paper for the outside of it that looks like wood. I'll put it on the website ready for you. So now it's just sticking down the card. Now these are quite long strips I've got. It's from a project I was doing a while ago. And I'm going to use bookbinding glue again just because it's my go-to. It's the one I can trust. So I'm going to put the strips on first and then add the wood design paper afterwards. So if I do the first bit and show you, and then as usual come back when I'm done. If you don't like the way I'm doing them, let me know and I'll change the style to what is preferred, because as you're aware I am still learning. So if I'm doing something that's not much liked, I'd rather know. So that I can change it up. That's the only way I can learn, so I'm really would appreciate some feedback. I don't mind being told if I'm doing something not quite right, or awful even. I can't put it right unless you guys are honest with me. Okay, so that's one strip done. As you can see, they're very long strips. So, because that's the top, and that's where we want the string to come through. Why is that moved? That string should be in the middle of the... There we go. We're going to do a little gap at the top for the string to come through. If I try and do it other than this way, all it'll do is pull the paper up and come all the way round. Let's go. Peg on there so we know that's done, and then we'll come all the way round, making sure you're not going over the edge. Don't forget to pull tightly. If you don't pull tightly, it goes a bit saggy and bumpy. Sounds awful, doesn't it? Okay, so that's better actually, I've got to be honest. That looks a lot better. So I'll do it like that. I'll carry on and come back when I finish that bit. So as you can see, I have finished. I've put the card around it and then I covered it in the wood effect paper. So that is the kind of finished effect. Now what you need to do is cover the entire piece with Mod Podge. And this is how you're going to tidy up the back a bit as well, because you can flatten all the bits of paper down. I mean, mine is a lot worse than yours will probably be, because I had to take it all apart and work on it a bit more, so it looks a lot messier than it really should do. but I'm going to Mod Podge it, and then I will hang it on the wall and put all my pens in it. So that is how you make your own pen holder. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's easy enough to follow, and again, would love to see either your interpretation of it or you doing it. So if any of you make it, please send me a photo or put it in the comment section or Facebook. There's a Facebook group if you all want to join that, where we can all share our work, and you can put it on there. But I really would love to see everyone's work. I want to see people's own interpretation, I guess is the right word, of the projects I've shown you. Okay, thanks for that.